King of Cleveland. James Sage practiced today, but he has been ruled out for tomorrow's game against the Clippers. It'll be the 18th straight game. He'll be out due to a groin injury. Somewhere Sam Malone is smiling. Kids YouTube cheers. Before joining the Lakers, LeBron had never missed more than 13 games in his single season. But that groin, it's nagging. Right after LeBron went down with a groin injury, the Lakers were 5th in the West and only 2.5 games out of first place. Since then, the Lakers have gone 6-11 without the King. They're out of the top 8 in the West and now sit 10.5 games behind the conference-leading Golden State Warriors. Dave McMenamin was at Lakers practice today and joins us now. Dave, the Lakers were optimistic about LeBron returning tomorrow, and that won't happen. So what's the timetable for his return?
Well, Kevin, the initial diagnosis is going to be 3 to 6 weeks with this groin injury. They know that these things can be so tricky. It's the type of injury that can linger. And if LeBron comes back and gets re-injured, you can kiss this season goodbye because they are in this tight Western Conference playoff race. If he has to miss another extended period of time, they're not going to be a postseason contender. So they're erring on the side of caution. I don't expect him to be playing against the Clippers or be playing against the Golden State Warriors. Probably the most realistic game he could return would be February 5th against the Pacers. But because he's LeBron James and he's a freak in nature, they want to keep the door open just a little bit because 24 hours with that body could mean a lot. And so that's why they're saying, well, maybe he'll come back before then.
Never say never with LeBron. And with the trade deadline 8 days away, where do the Lakers stand now in their push to make a deal for Anthony Davis?
Well, the amazing thing is that now this sits in that building, in that locker room, and with those young players. Now, Brandon Ingram responded to it incredibly the other day, 36 points, a career high. Kyle Kuzma today said that, you know what, that means that teams want me, and that means I'll have a long career. So that's a good thing if I hear my name in trade rumors. The question is, though, when will the Lakers be able to actually make an offer to the New Orleans Pelicans? Because I had a source tell me last night that Dell Demps, up to this point, is not picking up his phone. So unless he picks up his phone, they won't be able to put some sort of package on the table involving multiple first-round picks, involving these young, talented players that they have. And then we also don't know if Dell Demps, the Hornets general manager, will make the call or not. Will it come up down to him, or will it come down to Gail Benson, the owner of the Pelicans, who previously this month said that, hey, if Anthony Davis wants to go somewhere, we can't stop him.
And again, that deadline, each passing day, it works against the Lakers. If Demps is not picking up that phone, we'll see how this plays out, Dave. Thank you so much. Now, after Thursday's game against the Clippers, the Lakers' schedule will really ramp up. You heard that Dave talked about the reigning champs, the Warriors, as they face them before heading across the country to take on 3 of the top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference.
Good morning. SportsCenter AM, Nicole Briscoe, Randy Scott, Chiney Ogwumike with us. Chilly and cold, historically so, through much of the country on this Wednesday morning. If only we could all be as warm as James Harden.
As hot as the beard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, why are you twisting this? He's hot.
Yes.
Yes.
Team, maybe not so much.
That's
Taking
right.
on a Pelicans, come on. No, it's the truth. Taking on a Pelicans squad that is without 4 of its 5 starters, including Anthony Davis, looking good in the suit, though. Darius Miller, you have the job of guarding Harden.
Yeah, I love the James Harden floater, though, because that makes him unguardable. You take away the three-point line, you take away the rim. Let me pull out my floater, I can score anyway, anyhow.
Anyway, anyhow, from beyond the arc and not. There's the 3. Harden had 15 points on just 38% shooting in the first half. Rockets led by 7 at the break. How good has Jahlil Okafor been in the last 5 games?
I mean, he's been fantastic, and that dunk right there is a brow-worthy dunk.
27 points, 12 rebounds, and again in the last 5 games, 21 plus points per game, averaging 11 rebounds. Pelicans by 3 after 3. Drew Holiday. Hello.
Yes, Drew Holiday is one of the best defenders in the league. James, I think, had 37, but he made James work for each and every one of those points.
Pelicans up 12 there. Harden bringing up the ball, hits the 3, had 30 points there. 24th straight game over 30. He finished with 37. 21 to go. Pelicans up 4. Anthony Davis doesn't want to be there, but he doesn't look that way because he was active, coaching him up. What do you see happening here?
Honestly, right here, I see the Rockets with an opportunity to steal a win, kind of, and get some momentum, especially with this possession. But I think James thought he was fouled.
He did, and he wasn't. Game over.
Yeah, hands straight up, no foul there.
Set out of bounds. Harden shot only 34%, but he got his points. The problem is the Rockets didn't get the win.
Terrible loss for us. Terrible. Let down.
Did you feel it coming?
Yeah, we had no energy. We just didn't. It was from the beginning of the game too. You know, they were getting too many easy looks, easy layups. We didn't put no defensive pressure on them at all, and they just carried out the entire game.
Is it hard to turn it on when
we're not good enough to just turn it on? So we got to, get off to really good starts. And obviously tonight was one of those nights where we didn't play well defensively. And I mean, even though we shot the ball well, you give teams confidence, especially early in the game. They're capable of anything.
Harden missed 20 shots in this loss to the Pelicans. 20 of them. This is the 7th time this season he's had a game with 20 misses. I say this because I want you to keep in mind the rest of the NBA has 20 of those games combined, and no other player has more than 2 of those.
All right, so you've heard us, now you see us. We're back with Chiney here. Harden continues his individual run, but the Rockets, meanwhile, they're just 7-6 in their last 13. You do get Chris Paul back. You've climbed up to the 5th seed in the Western Conference. How legit of a contender is Houston now down the stretch?
I know they're just coming off a loss, and I know you just had the stat about their last 13 or so games, and I know we have some serious trust issues with the Rockets based on how they started their season, but if this team is healthy, they are still legitimate contenders. You have James Harden playing at a superhero MVP type of level, averaged, 44 points in January. They're just getting Chris Paul back, which might be a boost, especially because he's a true competitor. You also have Clint Capella, who's not playing right now, but you got to boost it off the bench, but also starting right now in Kenneth Freed, who can give you a 15-15 game when Capella gives you a 20-20. And then more so, the benchers and all the supporting cast are knocking down threes. So I know last night was not their best night, but if you look at this Rockets team, if they're at all cylinders, moving forward, I think this team can really still contend and have a run, especially come playoff time.
It's interesting you mentioned trust issues, because I think we're also still a little heartbroken from the way they close out their seasons as well.
And if they'll have gas.
Falling short in the playoff seasons, right. Having gas is never good. Let's get to Suns and Spurs. Greg Popovich turned 70 a couple of days ago. You'd think maybe he'd be in a better birthday mood. We're going to show you why that was not the case. His Spurs, 4-point lead with the Suns in town. Davis Bertans, no. LaMarcus Aldridge, yes.
Yeah, that's the signature type of play you remember from Portland. I'm happy for LaMarcus.
29-14 for him, but the Suns didn't go quietly. How about Kelly Oubre Jr.?
Wave Poppy making waves.
Wave Poppy, is that what we're going with?
That's his name.
That's it?
That's what they call him.
Good to know.
And that's what they say, Devin Booker with the shot, boy.
What do we call
him that? You can't
call him.
Devin Booker, 38 points. More on him in a moment. Here's Josh Jackson. Josh back the other way. We're tied at 124.
Yeah, perfect late game double. You couldn't draw that up any better.
All right, so you think maybe you're going to do something to get the ball in the hands of your shooters. That's still Rudy Gay.
Yes, vintage Rudy Gay from them Memphis days. I love it. I think he had an injury a while back, but now he's playing his best basketball. It's good to see.
Yeah, he's got his hops back. 4th career buzzer beater for him. First in more than 8 years. And Greg Popovich was the winning coach. Keep that in mind.
We were really fortunate to win the game. I thought that they outplayed us, outcoached us, out-physicaled us, out-executed us. We had no respect for them or for the game. We didn't play with each other. It was a pathetic performance, and Phoenix got robbed.
Good talk.
He was the winning coach. Good talk. LeBron James missing his 17th straight game when the Lakers took on the Sixers last night. So in his absence, advantage Sixers. Sixers already up by 10. Joel Embiid, the block on Rondo, and then watch Ben Simmons.
People forget that Joel Embiid's first sport was volleyball, and I'll keep preaching that, and that leads to easy buckets.
You're right. I do forget that. TJ McConnell connecting with Simmons there.
So many lobs.
11 points in the first. He finished with 19-8-6. The Sixers led by 19 after the first quarter, but in the second, the Lakers went on a 16-0 run.
Yeah, this is the Brandon Ingram you've been waiting to see, but too little, too late, maybe?
A little bit. He did have a career-high 36 points. It was still Sixers by 11 at the break. Simmons, again, I do all by myself.
Yeah, one of the toughest to stop when he's turning a corner, especially inside of 3.
There was a moment, though, a little bit late in the game where you're like, oh, boy.
0 out of 10 landing from the judges.
0 out of 10 landing.
Yeah, 0.
He left the game for a little bit. It did Embiid. He came back in, said he was fine. 28 points, 11 rebounds. The Sixers experimented with the lineup in the game a little bit. Whatever they did, it worked. Thunder in Orlando. Paul George is on a roll.
Yeah, Paul George is a legitimate MVP candidate. Career numbers all across the board, and one of the hardest to stop off the dribble.
And I still don't think we're giving him enough attention.
We
are. 31 points on 11 of 16 shooting. Career high for points in the first half. How many did he have? Those 31. He finished with 37. So he's part of the highlight. The other part of the highlight goes to that guy, Russell Westbrook. Watch the rebound and then coast to coast.
Exactly. The reason why Russ can get away with a shooting slump and also get triple-doubles during the middle of that slump is because he's a rebounding guard and gets easy baskets in transition because he gets the rebound, pushes it, and gets good looks.
He mentioned it, 4th straight triple-double, his 17th of the season. He finished with 23 points, 14 rebounds, and 14 assists. Schroeder nailing that one in transition. He had 18 points in the fourth. It's a 21 points in the game total. Thunder win 126-117. Watch it. Schroeder, money.
Yeah, gotta love it. He's such a great pickup for this team. He understands his role, and his role is to match Russell Westbrook's energy on both ends.
Thunder get the win because Magic 126-117. And as we said, Westbrook got his 17th triple-double of the season. It was a rare exception for him, though, because he actually did have a solid night on the floor. Russ is shooting just 40% from the floor this season in his triple-doubles. His true shooting percentage is 46%. That's 10 points lower than the league average for all players this season. Hosting the Pacers. That's followed by Donovan Mitchell. And the Jazz visiting Damian Lillard and the Blazers. That's at 10:30 Eastern. Coverage tips, NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. See it on ESPN, both the TV and the app.
All right, last night took an L. Tonight we bounce back. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Bucks visiting the Pistons. Coming in Milwaukee, 12-0 in games following a loss this season. Mike Budenholzer said really good teams historically bounce back after a loss. How about if Giannis starts shooting like 40% from three, we're all in trouble. Like you and I. Issues there. A steal poking away from Blake Griffin, only had 18 points. And Eric Bledsoe to Giannis, who had 21. Giannis later, the passer. What? Yeah, to Chris Middleton. Bottoms. One of 11 dimes for Giannis, tied for the most in the game for him this season. Later in the third, we're going to show you 2 of the 11.
Okay.
Yeah. Pat Connaughton. Giannis 21, 11, 8 rebounds, 3 steals. Connaughton had 16 off the bench. Bucks win by 10.
I'm told it is now time to sit up and act like a proper adult because the music says it's time for half-hour headlines. Here's one I actually saw this morning. The Pelicans without 4 of their 5 starters.
That's true. But one of those starters, Anthony Davis, took his teammates out to dinner the night of his trade request, like the night that went public.
Okay.
So like the Last Supper, maybe?
The voice of this morning, seafood, see you later.
Shorthanded Pels, dominant in stretches. Against the Rockets, no less, Jahlil Okafor has been a find for New Orleans. 27 points, 12 rebounds last night. He started the last 5 games without Anthony Davis, averaging more than 21 and 11 in those games. Drew Holiday, the lone starter who played last night, he became the first guard with 15 points, 6 dimes, and 6 blocks since Michael Jordan in 1986. Where did they go for dinner? Glad you asked. Papa Drew? It's a very famous seafood place, I'm just saying.
Okay.
James Harden, meanwhile, 37 points in the losing effort, 11 straight, 35-point game. Longest streak since Kobe did it 13 straight 16 years ago. Didn't end well for the Beard, though. Looked like a foul late in a 4-point game. Thought he got it. He didn't. Just sort of jogged out of bounds. No whistle. Pelicans win. Harden finished the month of January either scoring or assisting on nearly 62 points per game. The first player in NBA history to contribute more than 60 points per game in a calendar month. The Rockets did go 8-6 this month. They improved their playoff positioning somewhat, one whole spot, 6th to 5th, thanks to the efforts.
So it wasn't Red Lobster. A win is a win is a win unless that win comes against the Suns via buzzer beater. And you are the Spurs. Greg Popovich was, how do we say this, less than pleased with his squad following their 2-point win last night. Rudy Gay was the hero. Pop was the soundbite.
We were really fortunate to win the game. I thought that they outplayed us, out-coached us, out-physicaled us, out-executed us. We had no respect for them or for the game. We didn't play with each other. It was a pathetic performance, and Phoenix got robbed.